My next guest is a Bronx native and self-proclaimed recovering cynic. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for a rhetorical genius, rapper in his own right, Kemba.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, Kemba, I was watching your interview with Rosenberg about a couple of days ago, and you were talking about how in your neighborhood, your neighborhood basically gives you your nickname.
Yeah.
What was the nickname that they gave you?
YC.
Why did they give you the nickname YC?
I mean, I don't really tell anybody what it means, but let's just say that it was based on my older brother's name, because they only knew my older brother, they didn't know me.
Okay.
So it's just like, yeah, like you're the little homie.
When I was growing up, I got a nickname too. There was this girl who used to play in the playground with me, and I don't know what she foresaw, but she used to call me Nene all the time.
No, did it catch on?
Yes, it catch on. Everywhere I used to go, she'd be like, "Hey, Nene, how you doing?" And my mother wanted to kill this girl. No, I'm dead serious. I'm not even making this story up. This is so serious. And then now when she sees me, she's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And now I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" But man, I'm so happy to meet you. Like, I saw this video of you getting on stage with Kendrick Lamar and just murdering.
Thank you, man.
Murdering it. How did that moment happen?
Man, I just got invited to the show. It was super random. Like, the short version is like he was calling people up on stage. And my friend asked me, like, "You want to go? Like, I'll make noise for you." And I was like, no, please don't. And so he was calling people, and he called like 2 people. And
were they better than you?
Nah. It's opinion, but at that point, after he called 2 people, like, they were like, everybody in the crowd was like, no, like, this person is going on stage. Everybody was pointing at me. It was crazy. And he had to notice from there.
What was going through your mind as you were walking on the stage?
I was just trying to remember a verse.
Something.
Yeah, the first thing that I remembered, I said.
And then he says, "You're this guy who everyone should remember your name." Like, what was, like, after you got off stage, did you like really have to think about that?
That was crazy.
Really happen?
Yeah, that was crazy. As soon as that happened, like, it was on like all the Hot 97 social medias, and like the next 2 minutes, my phone was going crazy, like Vibe and Vice and everything. Everybody was coming up to me. It was crazy. It was crazy.
So you have this new project out right now.
Yeah.
Now, when I was in the production meeting with my team, I was telling them it's pronounced Negus.
Yeah.
Is it Negus?
It is. Well, I pronounced it Negus, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I know I wasn't crazy. Ramon, was I not saying that Negus is the name? And they were like, "No, it's Negus. It's Negus."
Well, they,
You got to.
It is not Negus.
You got to bleep that.
well, I think they said Negus.
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 You pronunciate it different, Negus.
Yeah, that one's wrong.
Yeah.
That one's just wrong.
Right. Okay. So I'm like, so with this project, what were you trying to do? Like, what was the inspiration behind the project itself?
Most of the album, the vast majority, was inspired by when I went down to Ferguson during all the marches after Mike Brown was murdered, and I just saw. I saw for the first time young people leading marches. I've never seen that. Like, I've been going to protests since I was like 16 for a long time, and it's always been older folks leading it, and young folks kind of playing the background. And down there, they were like taking the leadership role, and they were doing it their way, and they was rebelling in a whole new, like, fresh, like a cool way.
Yeah.
Like, nah, y'all did it how y'all did it. We doing it how we doing it. And 2, that was the first time where I saw like hip hop be like a really big part of it. Like we was chanting on top of like beats, instrumentals. So that really just showed me like, yo, these dudes are leading, and they like my age, I could do that too. So that really inspired the music from there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So who holds you accountable, man? A lot of artists out here right now, literally, they're starving.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it, so they're producing whatever song that they can possibly produce that's going to be a Hot 100 single, and send them, to the top of the charts. But who holds you accountable to being a rapper that's, I don't want to use the word conscious, but just mindful? Artists
by nature are rebellious, so if you tell them and it's not in them, they're gonna be like, get away from me. So for me, it was kind of just a lot of, I was taught that growing up, so it's part of me now. So I'm holding myself accountable. And if I say some foul stuff, then people around me will be like, yo, you might want to rethink that. But for the most part, it's me and my want to help people with my music,
So I don't know if you guys know, but I'm DMing like Kemba, and I'm like, all right, let me see, like let's at least try to get him to do a freestyle. Bro, let me do a freestyle. And he's like, nah, bro, I don't want to do it. And then I read the article you did with Fader, and you were talking about why you don't do those things and why you don't kind of rap out of context. Can you explain that?
Well, for me, I enjoy creating these like worlds, you know. Like I write a whole album and it all flows, and you know, I don't really write outside of that. I write to music and I write to create a whole piece. So if you ask me to like take a part out of that, you won't fully get it, you know. I always want to be mindful of how my own art is being perceived. Also, I feel like hip hop has a bunch of like rules, like rap has a bunch of rules that I think are corny. Like, you're a rapper, like go ahead rap. Like we don't expect anybody else to do that. Yeah.
You know, in our community, our families are always like, oh, come on, sing. You can sing for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And nobody else, no other profession has to do that. Yeah. And I feel like it's not respected. And that's why we gotta do that, because it's not respected as like a real career.
I thought about that and I was like, dang, like he doesn't want to rap out of context just because at the end of the day it doesn't speak to who you are as a person. Like you want to, like you just said, you want to create these moments around your work and not necessarily when somebody just says 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah, But also there's no way to explain that without sounding like a jerk. Yeah.
Hey, it's either you understand or you don't. Like,
that's real.
It is what it is.
That's real.
So with New Black Theory, that's one of the singles off of the project.
Yeah.
One of the most popular, I would say. Well, what is that song really trying to communicate?
That song was just me saying like, all of that. I don't know if you're familiar when Pharrell said like we're the new black now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like corny, man. It's like you saying that you are different from people in the hood or people that have less or people whose experiences made them a certain way, and that's corny, man. And you profiting off these people at the same time. Like they're your target audience. So why are you now putting a line in the sand and saying, "Oh no, I'm the new black now"? You know, that's corny to me.
I think where he was going with that, and the reason why I kind of understood is because I was reading this book called "What It Means to Be Black" or like pro-blackness today. And in the book, they were really talking about the context of like how we understand ourselves as black individuals and how our possibilities are wider, right? Who we think of ourselves as people are different because the world we live in the way that we see things moving forward, is just completely different from the context in which people who came before us did. And I don't think it's a means to separate us and to make us say, like, oh, we're different. You're that and I'm this. You're rich and I'm poor. But more so to say like we need to also be in the mindset of we are a different breed in the sense of we live in a different reality and we live in a different world. And we do have to sometimes kind of check ourselves and be like, we're in a different place. We don't always have to continue to remind ourselves of where we are. I mean, where we came from, rather.
Yeah.
Know where we are. Use the context of where we came from to inform who we become.
No,
and I think that's kind of what he was trying to say.
I feel that. But when you like step out and like draw that line, like I'm the new black now.
Right. So now it's just
whoever,
like, sign up here.
Exactly. Like whoever doesn't see your message, you're separating yourself from it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I try, like one of the most important things to me is like not to make any music that kind of bashes hip hop that isn't socially aware, like doesn't speak to social issues, because that's important too, you know? Hip hop that's talking about like money or fashion or whatever is important because that is the reality. That's how you came up, you know? And everybody is the way they are because of conditioning, and to look down on them is to not understand or not be empathetic, you know?
I feel you. Thank you so much for coming here, bro.
Of course.
I know you got a busy schedule. Thank you for all your messages and your words that inspired us here with today. Make sure you check him out on Instagram to find out more about his upcoming No Ceilings tour, stopping in New York on April 20th.
Yes, sir.
It's a special day for many of us for many different reasons. If you want to listen to his project, find out on Instagram. When we come back, we got 3 New York City artists who are about to hit the mic in a live cypher.
Go ahead, said bounce.